long time ago, in Crash 3, Wrath of Cortex.
Technically, yeah, this is Wrath of Cortex,
Crash
not
4,
Crash
Wrath
3.
of
What's
Cortex.
that? Continuity being ignored in this channel? Fair enough.
Crash 4,
hey, you know
Wrath
what?
of Cortex.
This game's fun. We'll accept it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to... Wait for it. Crash Twinsanity!
For the PlayStation 2. Real quick, let me set this up. Let me switch this to widescreen. There we go.
Thank you.
Let's make a new file and start.
It's a beautiful day in Insanity Island. Oh, look, there's Coco,
hey, Coco.
being uncharacteristically girly.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Let's see. Crazy Beam?
Oh, no.
Fire Beam?
gosh.
Death Beam? Nope.
Yeah, Crazy Beam
Beam
it
it
is.
is.
Okay, retard beam.
Oh.
Have fun being...
Well, she caught the butterfly at least.
Have fun being frozen for a good half of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Crash is digging in the dirt, looking for where his franchise is gone.
What the heck?
Oh, wait, what's happening here?
Well,
You know, it's a good thing-
Coco really let herself go.
I'm worried if I should even care
And
if
she's
he's
good at
trying
growing a stash,
anymore.
too. Anyway, like I was about to say...
Speeding this up.
Whoa.
I'm double speeding this because it takes forever. Because guess what?
Speeds by. I'm
So
Crash
real quick-
Bandicoot.
So real quick, we're going to talk about this. In this game, there are gems to collect, and we'll have more time to talk about it later, but in this game, just know, this is to me one of the most annoying ones to get in the franchise. Because you have to do physics platform.
That you
After
really had
physics
to
platform.
go. Well, that and you had to really go out of your way to get these.
Right, like you'll see,
Yeah.
like some of them are like in areas you wouldn't even think to look like. They look like. Sorry. Back to what you were saying, Hive. I know you were saying something.
I was just gonna give out a bit of an... Well, first off, I will agree that getting the gems in this
Fish
game is probably
Mountain.
the worst out of all of them. But second off, I just want to go ahead and get this out of the way. Out of the three of us, I'm probably going to be the most... I'm not quite sure if pessimistic is the right
Negative.
word about it, but I'm not going to be
Just
as
negative.
quick to give praise as everyone else, because while
You're
these
critical
two
of it.
are just flat out in love with this game, my opinions of it are a little bit more polarizing in the sense that I have the audacity to not be head over heels in love with this game.
Well, I don't love it all the way, but I still say, for instance, this is one of my favorite soundtracks ever. Like, if you listen, that is Spiral Mouth supplying all of. It's a group of, I think, 3 guys and 1 girl, or 4 guys and 1 girl, but is a group named Spiral Mouth that they use a bunch of filters to, make their voice sound like it. I'm gonna speed this up because this is just me jumping over platforms, or actually, no, okay, moving on. But they supply all the sounds for the music with their voice and then play with it to make these songs. So I do think it's one of the more original concepts for a soundtrack, and I enjoy it.
Yep, pure acapella.
Yep.
Well, okay, maybe not so much
Aku.
pure, but okay. I think this was the last time he was voiced by what was
Mel
his name?
Winker.
Mel Wink, yeah. And then he was suddenly replaced by Grim.
Yeah.
Greg Eagles.
Yeah.
So we got our Aku Aku. For those who've never played a Crash game, he is our life system. And you collect 2 to get 2 extra hits. And you get a 3rd one to give yourself invulnerability. So
Not
totally
in this game, if I remember correctly.
No, you get
No,
you
you
get
can't.
invulnerability.
You can't? Huh.
Yeah.
Basically, and Sly Cooper would totally not steal this for themselves with the horseshoes, but
Well,
moving on.
that's a Sony franchise. We accept that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was us using a cannon method where we have to use ground pound, and that can take a while. So yeah, that's to get our another gem.
Let it be known, ladies and gentlemen, you don't need to get the gems to beat the game. They're purely for extra shit.
But I showed
Yeah.
off because some of the stuff is alright.
Oh yeah, like some of the oh.
Gosh.
You know, it's a good.
Oh, why
you
did
know,
you
it's a
have to
good thing
skip?
that because hilarity. You know, it's a good thing that Crash is an idiot. Otherwise, this
He
plot
would totally
not
not have
happen.
bought that.
Yeah. He is usually one of the dumbest protagonists.
You know what
in the
though?
world.
I think that's the reason why Cortex is doing this in the first place. He knows Crash will easily fall for this.
Yep.
This up.
Oh,
And I was about to say, yeah,
this one
speaking of the
I
music
hate this
stuff,
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because let me say right now, this game loves to use its
Ooh.
physics system of pushing things, even though I think it's not that polished.
You can say that
Oh,
for
you're
a good
still-
chunk of the game, actually. Unfortunately, because
Eh,
you know what? This is still one of my favorite Crash games out there. I will agree, though, the physics in this game really needed fine tuning.
Yep.
At
the
least before they
physics
tried to
and
make physics puzzles out of them.
Yeah, the physics, and if you don't mind my saying, I think the platforming itself actually, I think, can be a little wonky. Like, for me, the main reason I don't really like the platforming in Twinsanity, a lot of it has to do with the camera perspective. Like, the perspective really tricks me up, especially when it comes to, like, jumping over gaps. Like, I'll come to a gap that it looks like I can make it a single jump, but it turns out, oops, no, you actually need a double jump. Or it looks like
I
one
just use
where
double
I
jumps
think I
all the
need
time.
Well, that's what I was about to get to as well. I'll come across a gap, and the perspective makes me think I can just get to it with a double jump, but then it'll trick me into pretty much overshooting.
I can't say I've really ran into any major platforming problems with the game, to be frank.
You
You can go
time.
invulnerable. I guess it
just-
goes to show how long it's been since I last played this game fully.
It just doesn't kill them in one hit. It just keeps you from getting hit.
Well, yeah, better than nothing.
There we go. Got a body slam for the heavier blocks and
There are some.
Oh, here's a new mechanic, I think.
Oh, it's slide.
the slide
Nah.
attack?
Oh, the slide. That's been there since
that's
Crash 2.
Two. Yeah.
So,
too easy.
got him.
There's your
There
slide.
we go.
Pretty much
Actually,
all
a lot
of Crash's move... just to get real quick, because Logan mentioned it earlier, pretty much all of Crash's move repertoire is taken straight from the Naughty Dog games.
Right.
Yeah, even the double jump, which has actually become standard as of the second GBA game.
Oh yeah. For now, we got. Oh, that thing goes.
Oh fuck.
Oh boy.
Later.
Oh yeah,
I was
let's
gonna
be.
say, I was just gonna say, speaking of the GBA games, I actually got back into playing the first one. What was it called? The Huge Adventure.
Yep.
I think so.
I actually have gone back to play it, and so far I seem to be enjoying it pretty well.
Slide.
It's really,
There we go.
to be fair, those games really aren't bad. It's just that the only reason those games exist is because, well, at that time you couldn't really have Crash 1, Crash 2, or Crash 3 on a portable system, and then you got the PSP.
Crap fell down.
Oh,
Let's try that again. Okay.
take two. But yeah,
So,
with those games, once you have those games on like portable systems, the purpose of the GBA games kind of lost, and they just come out as more so redundant than outright bad.
Yeah.
I
Let's continue
suppose,
on
but
our
I still
way,
appreciate-
following
I still
Cortex
appreciate
while
them.
I talk to myself.
Yeah,
here
I'll
in the
still
corner.
play them. It's just that I'm just saying
Yep.
that their original purpose
That's
is
what I'm
kind
doing
of
right now.
Oh look, Piranha Plant! Oh, don't!
Ah, he's done.
There you go.
So, as you
Not
see,
to slide under
as
stuff.
is classic with the Crash games, we have to collect Wumpa Fruit, which is basically our coins, to get lives, which they are very generous with them, especially given some mechanics of this game. But
Yeah, I was about to say,
Slam.
thank God they... I was about to say, good thing they spoon-feed you those lives, because you're gonna be losing a lot of them.
oh, this line.
Yeah. Oh,
It's true. Blondes do have more fun.
I suppose so. So, we're actually not gonna do that yet, because look over here.
God forbid he ever. God forbid he ever.
That guy
got
looks
hair
familiar.
dyed. Oh
hope he never
yeah,
proceed-
a very important something you guys should learn if you're ever gonna play this game. In previous Crash games, if you were to say get hit by a Nitro Blast and you had a knockback on you, you just lose one hit. If you get hit at all with like a TNT or Nitro Blast at all, regardless if you have 2 hits or not, you instantly die. And honestly,
Yeah.
and to be fair, to
That
this game's
does
credit,
seem stupid.
I can.
Oh,
Well, you might think.
Take it back.
Okay, Steve, you say that. I actually think it's pretty clever of them because a lot of the puzzles that were going to be planned for this game before it got horribly rushed was mainly all about proper usage of the TNT and Nitro crates.
yeah.
Only problem is, well, they rushed the game, so sometimes it's a little more trouble than it's worth.
Right.
Actually, do you mind if we get into that real quick? Something that makes Twinsanity definitely stand out compared to a lot of the other games, at least, is that the best way I can use to describe it is that Twinsanity is to Crash what Resident Evil 4 is to Resident Evil, and that it's had probably the longest development
this way.
time, as well as development shenanigans
Hype.
of any Crash game.
Hype.
I'm okay.
Sorry.
The spikes broke my fall.
I wasn't saying what you were saying was dumb. I was just saying, look, there is something funny that we can talk about,
Yeah.
react to.
Alright, I was just saying...
Continue on your plot element.
I was just saying, yeah, Crash Twinsanity has had a very lengthy
Oh
development cycle.
wait, Steve, this is a good
Ah,
one.
that's fine.
You.
Ah.
I've been doing this for 10 stinking years. Back and forward, back and forward.
But it's a
and I'm
staple.
sick of it. But I'm not gonna do it no more.
Oh, what a nice free independent spirit.
Of course, we still have to kill you.
Yeah.
Oh no, what are we gonna do? It's a piranha pla-
Ow.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. By the way, wasn't that skunk voiced by Jim Cummings?
I
No,
don't
that's
know,
not
maybe.
Jim. Trust me,
Oh.
I would recognize it if it was Jim.
I thought you
But
said
wait,
he was.
Time for the boss.
Oh, never mind. Well, anyway.
Tries to see me crash.
He was Cortex all along?
Fleas in your fur. I keep coming back. 3 years I spent alone in the frozen Antarctic wastes.
Well, you
If you want
earned it.
context, play the end of Wrath of Cortex.
And so I've organized a little
Also,
dance
Crash is-
like a birthday
Well, he wasn't alone. He had
party
Uka Uka there.
The exact opposite.
Of course, Uka Uka wanted to blast
Look
him.
at all the
Look at everyone
cameos.
Friends are here.
Oh snap! We got Pinstripe, we got Dingle Dial,
You are
Crunch,
so
Tiny.
very popular.
Oh,
By the way,
Nitro?
Start handing
yeah, I was about
out
to say, yeah, first off,
Lollipop.
Polar there with the baseball bat, and second off, I just love Crush in that scene. Like, he actually thinks it's a birthday party. He's like, damn it's memo or something.
Yeah.
well, at least he doesn't say anything, so I'll give him that
Also-
much.
Oh.
Yes, how
And
dare they
Ganondorf
give Crunch a
that.
personality.
Nope, there we go. What else? And then frickin' Ripperoo's just having a grand old time.
Yep.
That's a present.
He's always having a grand old time.
from Dingo Dial.
Oh jeez, oh jeez.
Ripperoo, you shouldn't have
Wow, what
So,
exclusive
yeah, pretty-
gifts.
stride pouch.
So many gifts.
So, yeah, so pretty simple boss battle. You're fighting him and just don't get hit by his plasma blast.
This is essentially
don't fall
kind
off
of
the
like...
edge.
Yeah, this is essentially kind of like a spiritual remake of his... Excuse me, of some of the Cortex fights in the Naughty Dog era games, namely the final boss of the first game, and to a certain extent the final boss of the third game, because Cortex does a lot of the same shenanigans, while you have to avoid the two masks fighting each other.
That boss fight sucked.
Also, I love this rocking tune.
One of the very few tracks in the game that's not completely a cappella, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I think this is acapella still. Like that guitar, that's a guy humming. Like I can show you how they, I can show you how they were able to make the sounds, but it's all still acapella, I think.
It should be.
Oh, ooh,
Oh,
Down he
that's gotta
goes.
hurt.
oh look,
Wait, it's not over yet.
Hydraulically operated
Still alive and well.
brother.
twin brother.
They must be fraternal
That's-
twins.
Probably.
You are magnificent.
Ah crap, Engine's piloting it.
Initiate missile attack.
And I want to say Engine in this game is Quentin Flynn, but I might be wrong on that. I know Quentin's voiced Engine in quite a few games.
Jesus, we
It's
can
so
never,
weird
can
thinking.
never
It's
escape
kind of
Quentin
weird.
Flynn.
I know, right? Like first he was Raiden in Metal Gear Rising, and then there was also Silver and Sonic Generations. Now he's Engine
He'll always be with us.
in spirit.
And
Again,
for those
give
that
us the
care,
same
he was
strategy he did.
and for those that care, he's also Spider-Man in Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
I just know him as Timon from Kingdom Hearts.
No, that was you mean Lion King Timon?
Oh, sorry, Timon from the TV show. Or no,
Okay.
no, he was Timon in something.
Yeah, he was Timon in the TV show.
My arms!
Oh, and now
You
we're just gonna
bastard!
hit
I'm
him.
gonna sneeze you away.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. Let's try it again. Maybe it'll
Time,
work.
time,
No. And Engine has a little tantrum.
You have no idea how hard that was to pull off.
Sorry, James. Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
See you later in the snow. Ow.
You shouldn't have used the model from Crash 1.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay,
Thank
fine.
you, Chief Merit.
I love that for a second it was showing his idle animation
Crash,
of the
you
Russian
idiot! That's it! I'm going to get you this time!
Oh crap, oh crap.
And welcome
Time's-
to a section called, aptly named Rollerball. Or no,
Yeah,
Rollerball.
Rollerball, yep.
Please tell me
Well,
you take the
basically,
time to
it's-
show off all the idle animations, or at least as many as you
I
can.
show off a few, but not all of them.
Please tell me you at least show off
That's
the
fine.
glorious one.
I forget. It literally has been a while.
The one where
It's
Cortex
the-
does the thing with Crash.
Oh, the thing? Yeah, I totally know the thing you're talking about.
Yes, thank you. That's
You're hitting
that is something that's like Let's Player's law. That needs to be shown at
By the
least
way,
once.
I
By
don't
the
know
way,
what you're talking
is it
about,
just
actually.
me, or what's with the deal with the screen going...
Emulator.
Oh, okay.
Emulator. That's
Alright,
what I was
just
talking
wondering
about. Where
what it was.
sometimes the like.
Yes, folks, we actually have come in a point in time where you can even emulate PS2 games.
Yep,
It's
just
a
like-
bitch to do, but it's
Yeah.
done.
Oh, there's a gem.
If you know
yeah,
what you're
that-
doing,
yeah.
you can... If you know what you're doing, you can also emulate Wii games.
Let's talk about what I hate about this game. I'll just get out of the way right now.
Ooh.
It is not. It is very non-linear. Sorry, I should say, it is very linear. In the other Crash games, you know, there was at least some sort of a hub level select. So in case I missed a gem, I could always go back. I don't know if it's possible to go between levels once you've beaten them. Like I don't know if it's possible to.
Not
track
really,
back.
no, unfortunately.
So if you miss, so all
If
the
you
gems
miss,
have
if you
to-
miss a gem in a very specific area, you're shit out of luck.
Ow, ow.
Ow!
Oh, ooh.
The only,
Oh, Wii.
My teeth!
so yeah, if you miss a gem, you have to get all the gems in one playthrough.
More or less.
Yeah.
So, in case of me, if you, excuse me, if you missed, get back.
Oh,
If
fuck.
you missed,
There you go.
if you missed a gem, you had no choice but to kill yourself so you could try and get it back.
Yep.
And in the case of this level, a lot of the gems are in paths that you have no way of knowing until you've gone past it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hit the crystals.
Again, though, at the very least, they don't unlock anything important. Otherwise, that would be a dead game. But it's still
Yeah.
annoying.
In my opinion, even the 100% cutscene isn't too glorious, but
It's cute.
I like it.
Anyway,
If it's the one I'm thinking of, anyway.
yeah. Well,
Oh yeah, this totally
is
isn't awkward.
falling.
Physics. Got it.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, oh.
I remember the first time I played.
have you ever felt like you were floating in midair?
Haven't yet.
No?
Is that what he
Oh,
sounds
I guess maybe it's just me.
That's how he sounds in the newer games, the ones that Radical Entertainment did. I think what they were trying to do was something akin to the gibberish that Mario and Luigi have in the Mario and Luigi RPGs, and
It just
I
made him
don't
sound
think
like
it's-
Curious. It reminded me of how Curious George sounded in the movies,
Was
like
it-
the animated movies.
Was that any bad?
No, it just made Crash sound like a monkey. Oh, ow.
I will admit, it did sound weird at first, but I did grow to actually appreciate the blabbering he did in
Yeah.
Tech Keeper Singing Onward. Oh,
Oh, snap.
Power.
Crystal, of course.
don't.
Even though these don't really do,
Oh.
even though these don't really do anything in this game.
They really don't do
Whoa.
anything.
Like
Oh,
they
the
mention in
drill.
dialogue, but
The game
Shut
is so
up,
goddamn.
damn.
Close the doors.
You know what?
By the way,
you know what?
If you don't mind my saying, I have a funny story to say about this drill. First time I played through this game, as you see, these ants will kind of slash at you as you try to hit the buttons. I had an instance where I slammed on
They're
the last
stealing all the
button
boxes.
right as I got killed by one of the ants, and Crash did his
Yes.
dying animation, but the cutscene that played afterwards still played. And when it took me back to when the cutscene was over, Crash was still there, but I couldn't move him.
Yes.
Huh.
The crystal is
so in any case,
mine.
killer ants randomly.
Ugh.
Shiny.
Shiny.
Want it.
Keep back, you weak-minded fool. Avert your gaze, or you'll go crystal crazy.
Crazy.
Only the
I was gonna
finest
take
by
that
a
with me.
Mr. Lex Lang.
Did he?
Yes.
Did he have fun with
This
this
is
game?
I can imagine he did.
Oh,
But yeah,
he
just
must
to-
have had a blast. I mean,
Yeah.
have you heard the shit that comes out of his mouth?
Yeah.
But yeah, now that we brought that up, for those of you that have grown up with the Naughty Dog games but haven't played this, unfortunately, Clancy Brown is no longer voicing Cortex here. This is the very first game to introduce Lex Lang, who is the, at this point in time, current voice actor. I say current in the loosest form, considering the state of the franchise. But yeah, the air quotes current voice actor of Neo Cortex.
Yep.
And I enjoy him.
I do enjoy him when I enjoy him when the script itself is actually pretty good. And this
Like in
game's
this
script
game.
is probably one of the best in the franchise.
So
And then
I
you have
gotta
games
explain-
like, and then you,
guys, between you two, I gotta explain the mechanics because we're at a new. This is groundbreaking stuff for Crash Bandicoot we're looking at right now.
yes, you can now play as Crash and Cortex at the same time.
So
Oh, yeah, that's right,
you
that's
walk
the
around a
thing.
bit slower. You walk around a bit slower. Your spin's a little bit slower, but a little bit more powerful. I think you have the ability to slam him into the ground like a hammer. And as you were seeing, I have the ability to toss him, and it's kind of interesting. Oh, but first let's have one more fight. Yeah, I'll admit this never really made sense to me. It's like first they're friends, now they're fighting. Like the context of
Common
how
goal.
consistent their relationship is a bit.
Well,
In any case.
you know what? The back of the box did say it best. They have to work together. Doesn't mean they have to like it.
Fair
Yeah,
enough. So yeah, we can slam him. Oof.
which gets rid of
Hey,
these
his-
iron quates.
Because hey, his head is flat like a hammer. It's kind of point.
And
works.
it's certainly
And-
big enough.
And when you toss him, he kind of like has his own AI that takes over and will shoot nearby enemies.
That's interesting. And this part kind of sucks.
Yes, because guess what's after us?
Okay,
The
oh
drill
boy.
returns.
And the
By the way,
only
real
way
quick-
you can get out of this alive is you have to hit the crystals to slow it down. Anyway, back to you, Hype.
I was just gonna say, one recurring thing that I notice whenever I do these kind of sections where it's just both Crash and Cortex, whenever I'm on moving platforms, Crash will stand still, but Cortex will kind of walk in place sometimes.
I could
Like,
see
I definitely
that,
did
yeah.
that a lot when I... It definitely did that a lot when I was at the Evil Academy, spoiler alert.
It happens. And, look at that.
Oh, he's
Crash,
probably
just
seen
run
it.
in place. Run in place. Run in place. 1, 2,
Yeah,
3,
and that,
4.
yeah, and
Genocide!
Cortex apparently seems to be able to teleport
Pancakes!
literally. Cortex seems to be able to literally teleport anywhere, yet never uses it really to our advantage.
Yeah, something just goes. Oh wait, I can teleport. See you, Crash.
Yeah, that's a bit. So, oh jeez.
Come
A lot of
on.
nitrous. So I guess
If
these
you
are
can.
nitrous. So these are like nitrous plants or something. Anyway,
Yeah.
we're just gonna get across. Doing pretty good so far.
And we're out in the open. Oh, that fresh air. And suddenly
Ooh.
well, and now for cutscene. It's like, well, that just happened.
Yeah.
Look at these.
This introduction was a bit odd, but what the hey?
Oh, what the hell?
Oh, someone left their fly open.
How are you fools?
Gone?
Before the awesome might of the evil twins.
Aren't you two adorable?
I get a plushie of
Let me
that.
see. I might have some chocolate
Yeah, I guess.
here for you.
Sheesh.
Treats.
You know, we were just in the middle of having a little riot.
And
Good news and bad news?
bad news? We're going to destroy your precious islands. The good. You won't be around to see it.
Oh.
You want to play mind games? Okay.
Oh, you
What?
corn.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
big
boy.
brain.
Let's play.
Well, he is a genius.
Ba-da-ba,
I see what you did
ba-da-ba.
there.
Whoosh!
This is the part where you run away screaming.
Hold on.
And they say I'm an
So, yeah. That's not good.
That's
We'll
not
have
good.
to see-
That is not good at all. We'll have to see what happens next time on Crash Twinsanity.
Yes.
Yep.
How will this new development affect our hero and villain? Maybe hero, maybe villain, I don't know. See
We'll
you
have
in
to
the
wait
next
and
part.
see. See ya.
Bye-bye.
By the way, folks, I was here. See yas.